Hi guys, if there's anybody there, can you just let me know if you can see the video okay and hear me okay? Just put something in the chat box. Hi Bassoon Artwork. Can you hear me okay? Can you see the video okay as well? Hi, hello there from Michigan, USA. Alright, okay, that's excellent, because this was just kind of like, I didn't have this planned or scheduled or anything like that. Getting to know this OBS software is really, it's new to me, and I find it a nightmare. I've got no idea what I'm doing when it comes to live streams, but I wanted to try and get a live stream in today because of this particular set of pencils here. It's like a really old set of Derwent artist pencils, and so I just wanted to do this live stream and show you the pencils, and show you this the pencils up against the new Derwent artists, and we kind of like talk a little bit about how they're better, that type of thing. But it's really difficult trying to do live streams in this house because it's such a busy household, and so I don't get much time on my own, what with the kids and stuff like that, and my crazy dog as well. So I'll wait for another couple of minutes till a few more people find out that this chat is up and about, or that this live stream's up and about, and then I will I'll just get on with the video, just doing the basically all I'm going to do is show you these pencils from Derwent, which are really old, as you can see in the box here. This is the original box. They're really old pencils, and it was a subscriber on the channel here that actually bought these for me and sent them out to me. So I'm incredibly lucky. And also as well, when I'm trying to do when I want to do these live streams, it's difficult trying to find the right time that's going to suit everybody because of like time zones and all the rest of it. So I need to keep my glasses on actually. Okay, so I tell you what, let's just get into this and we'll have a little look at these pencils. So I'll show you some of the So this is the new Derwent artist, not new, but you know, the ones that everybody's used to now, kind of thing. Not a lot of people like these. They're kind of like a pencil that you've got to, I think it's kind of an acquired taste. But these pencils here are really, really old, and I'm just going to get them out here. You might see my dog's nose come into view here in a second, because he's... Hang on, I'll swing the camera around and I'll show him to you. Coda. Look. What are you doing? You saying hello? Hi Carmen from the Netherlands. Alright, let me get this set up properly so we can kind of view down. Yeah, the dog is called Coda, which means he's a Siberian Husky, and I think Coda means brother in Inuit. My son named him, and my son's favorite movie when he was a kid was Brother Bear, and I think somebody or a character in Brother Bear was called Coda, so he wanted to name him Coda, and the name just stuck really. He's a really naughty boy. He's just 1, so he's still a baby, and he sits kind of like, this is my desk here, and he just sits on the arm of the seat when I'm drawing or something like that with me during the day. So he knows I'm over here working, so he's just come over and sat down with us all. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay, I've just got some paper here as well, so I'm just going to use some of this Arches, which is like a watercolor paper, just to swatch these pencils, and we'll see what they're like. Because I was given them a couple of months before Christmas, but I've not really had time to sit down and swatch them or anything like that, so I'm not too sure what the best paper is to use for them. But let's take a look. So as you can see here, it's like a cardboard box, and it just slides out. I think this is this is a 72 set. So it's a weird way of packaging them. You can see there, it opens up like this. And you can see whoever had them first. Now the person who bought these for me didn't own them. The person who bought them, I think, found them on eBay or something like that, and purchased them because they're quite rare as well. So, but they are the old version of the Derwent artists. Now I think that there's probably going to be some sort of toxicity issue with these pencils or something like that, which is the reason why so many companies changed the ingredients in their pencils and what have you because of the toxicity. But honestly, I've been in much more dangerous places than just sitting and breathing in some fumes of pencils, so I should be okay. But it is worth just understanding that if you are really sensitive to things like that, then you need to just be cautious of it if you do want to try and go down this route of getting like an older set of pencils. But you can see here, so they're very different. These pencils are obviously very different in comparison to the old Derwent artists, because the old Derwent artists have just got like a green barrel for all of the pencils, and then the pigment identifier on the end here. I know it's a bit out of focus there, but these pencils are just the entirety. Sorry, that was Coda. Coda, look. You can't knock the camera over. Sorry guys. But you can see that these pencils have got the pigment identifier all the way across the barrel, so they're easy to see. But I'm just going to take one of these colours first of all, and you can see that they sharpen really well also, just like the Derwent artists in any case. But a lot of people don't like the Derwent artists because they're so hard. I've got one of the pencils here, so I'm going to just do a quick comparison. I suppose it better be a better idea if I got a blue out, wouldn't it? Obviously the Derwent artists range now goes up to 120, but I think back in the day, 72 was the biggest set that they had. So I'm just going to move this set over to the side here. I've just got some Archer's watercolor paper, and I think the blues are pretty similar. See, there's no pigment name on the old pencils. So, like I was saying earlier on, I've not used these old vintage Derwent artist pencils yet. So this is kind of new for me. He's in the huff, Coda. He's in the huff because I'm not paying attention to him. So, I mean, like, you can definitely see, well, you may not be able to hear it actually, but the Derwent artists are quite a hard pencil. This is the old version. It's a different shade of blue, but you can see. Tell you what, it's actually these pencils are actually softer. Not by much, but they are softer. I don't know whether that has something to do with the actual ingredients that they use. Let me have a look through the chat here, see how people are coming on. Oh, hi Steve. Hi Robin, hi. Yeah, you all love Coda. He is very cute. He's very naughty as well. So, but you wouldn't want the pup to be any other way, I suppose, would you? No problem at all, Steve. This was just the only reason I've done this live stream today is because I want to start doing live streams more often. But I have a few problems in that I need to learn the OBS software. I need to get the grips with that and start learning it properly because I'm not 100% sure how to set it all up and get it running properly and quickly and stuff like that. But also as well, in a house with like 3 teenagers, my wife and a crazy pup, it's difficult to find a quiet time where I can sit down and do some live streaming without having loads of shouting and howling from the dog and stuff like that in the background. That's a really odd cobalt blue from Derwent in this Derwent artist range. I'm not too sure whether you can see that, but it seems like there's 2 colours in that cobalt blue. That's odd. And the other problem that I have is getting the timings right because of time zones and that type of thing. So I want to try and get it done properly so that I can try and schedule in some live streams and like sit down and do some proper topics when I'm doing a live stream, as opposed to this, which is just showing you a little bit about these awesome pencils. So I'm just going to sharpen a few more of these. You can see that whoever had them before sharpened them with a craft knife, which is fine. There's no problems in that whatsoever. But I prefer to use like a craft knife for pastel pencil. Sorry, excuse me, pastel pencils or something like that. And look, of all of the pencils that's in this 72 set, there's one there. I don't think it's actually. I think that this one must be brand new, or not brand new, but not used very much because you can still see the little grooves along the core of it. But you can see in this particular set here. Let me just hold that up. The Derwent focus, and I'm guessing that it's got to do with where Derwent are located in the UK, which is obviously the Lake District, which is possibly the most beautiful part of the UK. But you can see that certainly back then in this 72 set, Derwent really focused on their greens and their earth tones and their browns. Which, like I say, because of where they are, the artists that were using these back in the day were probably doing a lot of landscape work, because I think from my understanding, colour pencils has come an awful long way in the last 5 or 6 years maybe. Artists are really, really pushing the boundaries with pencils, and I think a lot more like oil painting artists and acrylic artists and watercolour artists are starting to take the colour pencil medium a little bit more seriously. From what I've heard of some of the really good colour pencil artists, when they go to competitions or when they hang their stuff up in galleries or what have you, when other artists hear that the work has been done with colour pencils, there's kind of like a snobby attitude towards them. I'm not 100% sure, obviously, if that's the case, or if that's just people reading into things too much. Hi, Thelma. What year are these, Steve? I think it's on the box. Hang on a second. There's nothing on there about it. Hang on. I'm not 100% sure, Steve, but if you look at the packaging, you can see there the type of advertising. I'm going to say maybe 60s, 70s. I will find out. I'll put it up on the when this video goes up onto the channel. I'll find out what date these pencils were kind of like out and when they were stopped. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Derwent's pencils, especially their newer set that's just come out, the Light Fast. But I've always really liked the Derwent Artist pencils, and I think that's why this subscriber got them for me. Steve says, would you be able to show these to Derwent and get background? Yeah, I mean, like Derwent in their pencil museum, they have a set of these there on display. It's obviously like an unopened package, and I'm nearly sure like all the information's there. So I'll definitely get the information and put it in the description box, because once this video stops, it'll go up onto my channel and people will be able to watch it. But what I'm going to do is I've got some paper that I have to review, some paper from Aliona Nicholson. She's sent me some of the new Lux paper that they're using, and it's really good paper for harder core pencils. I think it's mainly based for oil based pencils like polychromos or something like that. Bear with me a second, guys. I'm just going to go and let Coda out in the back garden. I'll be back in a second. Come on, man. Out we go. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not as fast as I used to be. But yeah, I'll definitely have all the information for you in the description. Right, so I'm just gonna lay down some more of these colours here. Just get like a variation. I'll get some. See what they're like at blending. So I've got a blue there, yellow. The reds don't seem very deep, but nevertheless, and I'll get a green here as well, and see what they're like in terms of their blending ability. Okay, so let me just move these over to the side. Okay, so I've got a blue here and I've got this yellow. Like I say, there's no pigment names on the pencils or anything like that. There's numbers, but that's about it. So I'm just going to do what you see me doing on my reviews, where I just get the colours to meet halfway. I know the lights are very bright, but it'll get a little bit more subtle as colour goes onto this paper. It's just because the paper's white. Hi, Sue. Yeah, so again, this was just kind of like a spur of the moment thing. I didn't realise, because my wife was just going out shopping. She had today off work. Obviously, the kids are at work. My eldest daughter's at work, and my son and my other daughter are at school at the minute. So I had a little bit of time to do a live stream, but it takes me so long working out OBS and stuff like that. But I've been wanting to do a live stream for quite some time now, and especially I wanted to show these pencils off because a subscriber got them for me just before Christmas, a couple of months before Christmas, and I just wanted to do a live stream showing these in comparison to kind of like the more recent Derwent artist pencils. And I have to say, I was saying to everybody else there, Sue, before you came in, I've not really, I've not used these. I've not had a chance to use these yet. But I will say this. I think the pigments on these pencils is a lot stronger than the pigment that's currently in the Derwent artist. And what am I doing? I personally think that the pigment that's in these pencils and the hardness or softness of the core is better than the current Derwent artist pencils. In fact, actually, I would say that the core of these pencils is a little bit more like that of the Pro Color, only even softer. Actually, they're not a soft core pencil, but when you're comparing them to the current Derwent artists, they're really, really nice. Makes you wonder why Derwent have changed the makeup of these pencils. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I'm sure it has something to do with toxicity and all the different things that goes in, or that used to go into these pencils way back in the day. But they are really, really nice pencils to use, actually. Really nice. And I was just, before I had to go and let the dog out, there is I've got some paper from Allione and Nicholson that I have to review. It's yeah, see that's it. Yeah, I think they're very much like the Pro Color. Only I would go as far as to say they're even a little bit more softer than the Pro Color. When when Derwent first sent me the Pro Color pencils to like test and stuff like that, before they were even out on the shelves or anything like that, I spoke to someone from Derwent and I said to them, listen, I think the Pro Color are right in between the Color Soft and the Artist, so not as soft as Color Soft, and not as hard as the Artists. And they were kind of like, yeah, that's what we're going for with these. But um, obviously the Lightfast are a pencil on their own. They're really special. But I think these are just really, really, really nice. I think the pigment levels in them is fantastic. And I'm going to try, I've got to, with this paper that I've got a review for Allione and Nicholson, the Lux paper, I believe it's called. I'm going to try and draw something with these old pencils. But I'm going to have to do a drawing with newer pencils as well, so that people can relate to the review that I'll be doing of that paper. But I'm going to try and draw something with these as well. Yeah, so I think, listen, I think the Derwent Artist pencils are one of those pencils you're either going to love or you're going to hate, because they are hard and they're not extremely pigmented. I would say that, because not all colour pencil artists are the same. Some colour pencil artists like to put down lots and lots of layers, use odourless mineral spirits and stuff like that. Some like to use soft or smoother paper, and some like to use much more textured paper. I think the current Derwent Artist pencils are fine, especially if you. I mean, I done a piece on using the Derwent Artist pencils on pastel matte paper, and they are just phenomenal on pastel matte paper. But of course, as a colour pencil artist, you can't do all your artwork on pastel matte paper, because pastel matte paper is only going to help you with certain areas of art, like landscape and stuff like that. If you're trying to do a portraiture or something like that, um, pastel matte isn't going to be the best type of paper for that job. I've got some browns here as well from this set. So I'm just the paper that I'm using here is Arches watercolor hot pressed paper, and it's actually 100% cotton as well. And when I use my Derwent Artist pencils, I use them if I'm going to do some, like try to do a nice piece of art. I use the oh my goodness, the Strathmore 500 series, which is again is another 100% cotton paper. And if you, for me personally, I think if you're going to use like the Derwent Artist, if you use them on something like it's 100% cotton paper, that paper really does hold up well to a little bit more battering. So I keep looking around, guys, because my wife will be coming home soon with the shopping, and I'll have to wrap up then. So this looks like a light ochre, a yellow ochre, or something like that. Hi Kelly, what do you Kelly, have you got a set of these old Derwent Artist pencils as well? Is that what you mean when you say that you agree with on the pigment and the softness on these ones, or the Pro Color? Because we were talking about the Pro Color there as well. Yeah, Robin, you sold your 120 set years ago, did not like them, got the Pro Color, as I did not like them, and sold them as well. Alright, okay. Yeah, I mean, like sometimes if when I first started doing reviews, the way I looked, I kind of approached reviews, I think, the wrong way whenever I first started out. I was kind of like looking at them going, right, is this a good pencil or is this a bad pencil? That type of thing. Every colour pencil artist is completely different. They have their own things that they like and don't like. You've got artists that absolutely love the likes of Prismacolor, which is a really soft, creamy pencil. And if you like those types of pencils, ones that are going to give you basically instant colour and vibrancy and brightness, that type of thing, you're not going to like the harder end of the spectrum. And the harder end of the spectrum is like the Derwent Pro Color, or sorry, the Derwent artists. And even the Pro Color are still considerably harder than the likes of Prismacolor, which are obviously, possibly at the minute, Prismacolor is probably one of the softest pencils you can get. The Derwent Color Soft, they're soft, but they're not as soft as the Prismacolor either. Right, hi Carmen. So you didn't like the Pro Color either, and you've ordered. Carmen says you've ordered the 100 set of Lightfast. Well, hi there, ask you. I think if you, I can't say for definite that you're going to love the Derwent Lightfast. I can't say that for definite, but I personally think that they're a really special pencil. If you are the type of artist that wants to do commissions and things like that, then you are going to be able to do really well by using those pencils because of obviously the Lightfast ratings and so forth. But even if you don't do commissions, you're still going to love using these pencils. And it doesn't really matter what genre of art that you are into. The Lightfast pencils have got a really good range, especially like the entire set, the 100 set, has got a really nice range of colours in it for different things. Yeah, exactly, Sue. So you don't really like the softness of the Prismacolors, whereas you think the harder pencil is a little bit better as well. And another thing as well, a lot of people don't take this into consideration. The paper that you're using as well, or it really does have an effect. If I'm gonna do a review, and I've tested the pencils, if they're a hard or a soft pencil, I will have to really consider hard what paper I'm going to use to get the best result out of that pencil. That's the reason why I always make sure that somewhere, whether it's in the written review or in the description box, I'll mention the paper that I use as well, because I think the paper is really important. And that's another reason why I'm going to start doing the reviews on the journals, because I bought about 5 different journals just before Christmas or in and around Christmas, I can't remember, and I'm going to start adding those into the reviews, because loads of people were asking me about journals, about like watercolor journals, if there was the type of journals out there for marker artists, and I only found one which I ended up buying, but I want to add those into the reviews as well, because the paper is so important. Yeah, Louise. Yeah, you're right. The Lightfast are on a different league. They are really in a different league altogether. A lot of people say about the Lightfast, are they better than the Luminance? Or and I think to place the Lightfast and the Luminance against each other is really difficult, because I think the Luminance have a colour range that the Lightfast don't have, and I just think it all depends on the type of genre of art that you enjoy doing. But obviously, if you're a colour pencil artist and you're doing commissions and that type of thing, if you have a set of the Lightfast and the Luminance, the complete set of both of them, you're not going to have to want for anything after that. Hiya, Lily. 6:30. I've sent that gift off as well, so that gift is in the post. It's already gone. Hi, Ian. Did a squirrel with Derwent artist pencils the other day. Not done a colour pencil. Have you put that up, Ian? Have you? Ian's just said that he's done a squirrel picture, painted or drew a squirrel with the Derwent artist pencils the other day. What did you? Is that the first time that you've used the Derwent artist, Ian, in a while or ever? And if so, what did you think of the Derwent artist? Because these pencils that I'm using, for those that are just new into the chat, are the old version, the old Derwent artist pencils. So these pencils are like really super old. Derwent had these out and then changed all the ingredients and what have you, and then came out with the new Derwent artist. So just to update people that are new in, that's the reason why I'm doing this. These pencils were bought for me by a subscriber, so I was really fortunate, and I just wanted to play about with them a little bit and talk about them and that type of thing on this live stream today. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the things here. Askia says, I had an artist set and exchanged. The Derwent artists are they're not very highly pigmented or anything like that. That's why I always say, for people that are interested in those pencils, if you're the type of colour pencil artist that likes to layer a lot, the artists are a good pencil for that. But I know not every colour pencil artist likes to sit and do loads and loads of layers. I don't really like doing loads of layers myself. And yeah, brown paper can be really tricky as well. I like using Prismacolor on the brown paper. Now, I had my own battle with Prismacolor whenever I first started out, and I got a 72 set of Prismacolor. Near enough every pencil in the tin was useless. I got a second tin, just thinking maybe on the off chance it was a bad set. The second set was a little bit better, but not by much. And then about a year later, I took the plunge and I thought I'll try the full 150 set, and I got the full 150 set in that cardboard box, and not a single pencil has the core has shattered or anything like that. I've got no idea why that is, but you're welcome. I love doing giveaways for people. I love making sure that I try to give as much back to this community as I get from you guys. So when I done that giveaway around about Christmas time, I wanted to make sure I had a couple of good sets. And incidentally, actually, there's still 2 people that haven't contacted me yet. I think the Spectrum Noir coloured markers and the 60 set of Van Gogh pencils. So I need to try and reach out to those people and try and let them know that they've won that. Hey, be a bright sparkle. Alright, Ian, it's on your Facebook? Okay, I'll have a little look. In fact, actually, I might have seen that. I think I seen that. It's just a squirrel on its own, isn't it? Yeah, Sophia, I had seen these Derwent vintage pencils online and stuff like that as well before. You can pick up all sorts of vintage pencils, but I was really lucky that a fantastic somebody I've become really nice friends with, a subscriber here, which actually, do you want to know something? I know I go on about this all the time, but I really do mean it. Since I started out doing these reviews and doing a little bit of artwork and stuff like that, this community has... I don't think I'll ever be able to explain properly how much you guys have helped me in terms of like getting over not getting over, but living with PTSD and things like that. It's really difficult to put into words, which is, like I say, which is the reason why I try to give back as much as I can, because you guys will never really fully understand what you give to me. All right, Ian, just ahead. Yeah, Louise, it was a really nice gift. I mean, I've been talking to this person, and this person had purchased a couple of sets for themselves, and was letting me know, because they knew I liked Derwent pencils and what have you. And then the next thing, a set arrived at the door, and I knew immediately who it was from, and I was just over the moon, absolutely over the moon. Sometimes think to myself why I do. Thank you, Sue. I really appreciate that. Listen, when I first started out doing these reviews and stuff like that, I never in a million years thought that I would, like, first of all, start, when my daughter started telling me to start using some of her art products to help me pass the day, never in a million years did I think that it would lead to something like this, and never in a million years did I think that it would help with my mental health, so to speak, because I was in a real dark place dealing with PTSD. All I ever wanted to be was a soldier, and when I lost my job as a soldier because of my back, that was it. My world just fell apart, and the fact that I wasn't able to go out and work properly and provide for my family and stuff like that played on me terribly badly. And then I started drawing, and things started changing so much in terms of just my own self-worth and things like that. I mean, I don't want to get into all that today because it's boring, but and just in case you have missed it, because I have another giveaway up as well, the 120 set of Castle Art pencils. I've just done a review of those, and that's up on my channel as well, so you can go across if you've missed those pencils, take a little look at them. But I actually had a meeting with one of the co-owners of who that own those pencils, owns that company. I think it was the beginning of January sometime. Really nice person. They've got big plans for that company as well, and they're really keen on listening to the... Hi, Kim. They're really keen on listening to their customers and making changes where they can do to please their customers, which was one of the reasons why they wanted to sit down and have a conversation with me, because they know that I get a lot of comments and messages and stuff like that from you guys, so that's invaluable to them, and they just wanted to... Hi, Sophia. Yeah, Sophia, and it's hard. It's hard. My PTSD's for all... when I was in the army, I loved it. Yeah, it didn't matter what we were doing. I mean, there was times when I was really frightened. Don't get me wrong, really frightened. Anybody says that they're not, is something wrong with them. But I loved my job. I loved being with the people that I was in. the army with and things like that. And so when it got taken all away from me, that was just devastating. Plus, obviously, as well, I used to be really super fit. I used to go out, wouldn't think of it a problem going on a 15-mile run at all. I used to love running. And now I can barely walk the length of the house without being in agony. So there's a couple of flesh colours here as well. So I'm going to put down some of these flesh colours, because I think colour pencil, that's hardly noticeable actually. Colour pencil manufacturers nowadays, I think so many colour pencil artists, if you look at some of the really, really good colour pencil artists, some of the portraiture art that they're able to accomplish is just phenomenal. And I think that's why I think the Luminance set are really, really good, because that 76 set is excellent for portraiture art. But I think more colour pencil artists should now start looking towards those types of colours in their sets, because not a lot of them really cater the way the Luminance set does. So it'd be nice to see manufacturers catering a little bit more and a little bit more realistic as well, instead of just putting like a light pink down and thinking, right, that's a flesh tone. If you look at the Luminance sets, you know, it's 10% raw umber and 30% raw sienna, colours like that are the really, really good skin tones. So I'm going to do a little bit of blending here while I'm on. So I've got a really dark blue. Try and get these blues from the same colour family. Oh, hi John, how you doing, mate? I haven't seen you in ages. Well, I've seen your videos and stuff like that, but I haven't spoke to you in ages. How are you doing? Yeah, the Luminance are excellent pencils for animal portraiture as well. Yeah, they've got a really nice selection of of colours in the 76 range. Yeah. So for people that are just new into this live stream, the reason why I've done this live stream today is because a very good friend of mine here on YouTube purchased this really old set of Derwent Artists colour pencils for me, because they know how much I love the current Derwent Artist range. And so I just wanted to show these to you, because it's been something that I've been meaning to do for a long time, but it's really difficult trying to get a live stream going in this house, because of the kids and what have you, which is actually one of the reasons why I'm thinking of, you know, one of those where you can get those like little outhouse shed things. I'm thinking of saving up for one of those, and then getting one of those, and then I'm going to be able to if I have something like that, then I can go out and just do live streams whenever I want, and not have to worry about noise and kids screaming and all the rest of it. So I think me sitting out in the back garden in my little shed drawing is just my idea of heaven. Bring the dog out with me. Lock the kids away. I think the only problem is my wife will want a little place for her as well to escape. Yeah, this is the first time, John, that I've really used these pencils. I've not really had time to sit down and use them, and I wanted to use them more on the live stream as well, so that I could give like a genuine take on them. And I was really impressed with. In fact, actually, I prefer using these than the current Derwent artist pencils. I think they're softer and much more pigmented as well. I mean, like, I'm doing really light layers here, but the pigment level is phenomenal. Especially when you're comparing it to the current Derwent artist range. I'll tell you what there isn't in here. I've just noticed. Oh, there is. Let's see if I've got a piece of black paper. Okay, so I've got a piece of black paper here. I was just thinking to myself, I haven't seen a white pencil, but I'm blind. There's a white pencil in there. Yes, Sue, everybody needs a shade. Yeah. I need a little one out there with some insulating in it and stuff like that, and nice wee heater. Just lock myself away with me. The only thing is, I'd be worried about having all my markers and pencils out there in case there's any damp or anything they got. But I know you can get ones now that are the proper outhouse things. Yeah, John, I think they're much better than the current ones. And I was saying earlier on, I don't know why they changed whatever it is that they've changed about them. I'm guessing it's got something to do with toxicity and the new rules and regulations. I mean, like, look at this. Look at this white pencil. Wow, that's crazy. So, okay, so this is the old 1950s, 40s, 60s, whatever year they were around in. White. I'm doing a heavy application here. That is crazy. And then this is the current Derwent artist white. I was just checking there that it was white because it looks blue on the camera. I'll hold this up in a second and you can see the difference. Look at that. So the top one is the old Derwent artist white, and the bottom one is the current Derwent artist white. That is crazy. Yeah, Ian, I've got one of those BT, you know those BT satellite things? I've got a couple of those around the house, so I might get away with taking one of those out to the shed and be able to network up that way. But you're right, I never thought about that. Sorry, Sophia says, why on Derwent website are no available to watch history of all redesign, change of package and pictures on it? Yeah, it would be really interesting to have a look at that. I guess maybe because I'm guessing maybe the reason why they don't have like videos on their website of the changes, the historical thing, is because they actually have a museum at in Keswick, and it might be that if they did that, then they would get less visitors coming to the museum, and that's where, if you've ever been to the Derwent Museum, it's like any other museum. You get caught on the way out, where you've got to walk through a gift store or something like that, and Derwent's no different. As soon as you walk out of the museum part, you're straight into the shop, and you feel, well, I do, that you want to start spending all your money on pencils. And look at these blues as well. I mean, this is the old Derwent artist pencils on black paper. The opacity on these pencils is that's crazy. Let me get a red. Okay, this is Scarlett Lake. This is the obviously the current Derwent artist. I mean, the difference isn't quite as bad as the white, but it's still pretty significant. That's you see, now what's really annoying about all of this is because now you find yourself a really nice set of pencils that you would love to. It's like the Japanese Holden pencils. This is a flesh tone. You find yourself a really nice set of pencils, only to have to remind yourself that they're not actually in production anymore. So don't like them too much, because you're only going to get a few drawings out of them. But that's crazy. The especially the white. I was blown away by the old Derwent artist white and the current white. I can tell you it's not blue. I know the light is showing it up as blue, but it's not. It's just the black paper coming through it showing it to be that colour, but it's not. I'll take a photograph of this later on and I'll put it up on the video so you can see it properly. You'll be able to see it properly that way. So all I'm doing here is just like a little blending exercise really with these blues, but you can see yourself there that the pigment levels. Oh, and here's the black as well. I meant to show the black off for you as well. Hey, colouring part. Yeah, so I've seen that. Jackson's are now selling the Holden, the Japanese Holden pencils. I don't think they're available until next month or something like that. But yeah, I've seen that they are going to be selling them. I hope it doesn't get to the point like if people do start buying them and stuff like that, it's going to be one of those cases where they'll run out of stock and you'll not be able to get anything for months. I hope they. Oh, that's burnt umber. Okay, so here's the old Derwent black. I'm just doing a heavy application here just to show you. I'll lift it up in a second, and then this is the new Derwent artist pencil. You know, I'm a big fan of the Derwent artist range. I really am. I like using them. But so this one here is the old Derwent artist, and this one is the current Derwent artist pencils. Not too much of a difference really. Not anywhere near as bad as what the whites were and the reds. But these old Derwent artist pencils are gorgeous. I'm really enjoying these. Bear with me a second, guys. Hiya. All right. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. All right, love. I'll see you soon. Okay. Right. I'm just finishing. I'm just doing a live stream at the minute, so I'm actually talking to you now live with other people listening. Okay. Okay. Right. Bye bye. See you. Bye. Okay, guys, that's my cue. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go soon because my wife will be back with the shopping. Oh, hey, May, you've just come in. Sorry, I'm so sorry that I'm going to have to cut this off soon. Um, but going forward, I am going to start doing these live streams more frequently. And I'm also going to try and do when I do them, I'll put out like an hour's notification or something like that, because it's too I'm too unpredictable, or my back is too unpredictable to be able to say I'll do a live stream tomorrow at 12 o'clock, because if my back gets really bad, I just can't do it, and then it's not fair on you guys letting you know things like that and then not being able to do it. So what I'll do is, when I want to do a live stream, I'll give an hour's notice, because that's roughly how much it'll take for me to get it all set up and all the rest of it. And hopefully that'll help alert you all, because I love doing these live streams. I love looking at chatting to you all and seeing all the questions and comments and stuff like that coming up on the live chat. I love it. I love doing reviews and what have you, but these live streams are fantastic, because it's just like sitting in a room full of all your friends doing exactly what you all love doing. Talking about art supplies and pencils and art and all the rest of it. But and just while you're here, May, I was just doing, this whole thing has been about these old Derwent artist pencils, and I just done a test there of the old white Derwent artist pencil, which is the top one, and the new, or like the current Derwent artist white, and you can see the difference in the pencils. It's just phenomenal. Really crazy. Anyway, guys, I'm so sorry for having to cut this short. I think I've been on here for about an hour. Does that sound about right? I think it's been about an hour, yeah. But thank you all so much for stopping by, guys. And I'm going to try and do a live stream next week. But like I say, I'll let you know in about an hour advance from doing that. Thank you all so much for stopping by on this live chat or live stream. Really enjoyed talking to you and showing you these new pencils. I am going to do some artwork with them, and I'll actually probably do a proper review video on them as well. As this live stream, because I really wasn't planning on them being as good as what they are. So I'm going to do something with them, and we'll talk about them. And Steve, I'll have all the proper information then in that video, the date that they came out on, that type of thing. Anyway, guys, thank you all so very much, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.